A couple weeks ago, on May 30th, the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket was launched from Cape Canaveral. After a previous weather hazard on Wednesday, May 27th, the launch was rescheduled for that Saturday. Everything was in the clear and we all waited with excitement as the seconds ticked down. At 3:23 p.m., the astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley were shot off at 17,000 miles an hour, thus beginning their journey to the space station. This was the first time NASA astronauts had been launched from American soil since 2011. It was also the first time astronauts had been sent up into orbit by a private company. But let's go back in time for a bit. On July 20th, 1969, man first reached the moon. That was the day that Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin got to walk around on the moon for 3 hours, and poor Michael Collins had to stay on board, being dubbed the Forgotten Astronaut. We would have never gotten to the moon without some pretty smart people and some pretty smart technology. After the space race, getting to the moon, and even sending some animals up there too, we've been taking it slow and steady since. The last time we've been to the moon was in 1972, but that was because we ran out of money, which resulted in Apollo 17 being the last mission to the moon. Okay, so maybe taking far-out pictures of stars and galaxies is a little bit easier than sending people on a rocket into space and hoping that said rocket lands at its destination intact. The next time we are scheduled to go to the moon is sometime in 2024. If we do go back, we'll begin to set up colonies and attempt to milk the resources from the moon as we did with the Earth. We've also discovered lots of cool things that don't have to do with astronauts too. Astronomers took a picture of the cosmic web, which is made of huge filaments of galaxies which are separated by everlasting voids, back in October 2019. Japanese astronomers used a telescope to travel back 13 billion years and found 83 supermassive black holes. Scientists took the first picture of a black hole in the heart of Messier 87 back in April 2019. The black hole is 65 billion times the mass of our sun, or 15 light days across. Massive is an understatement. Before this monumental achievement, humans could only imagine the very existence of a black hole. We're already a few steps closer to discovering how our universe was created, and we haven't even gone to Mars yet. Speaking of Mars, did you know that there's water on and below the surface? There's water. Water! Scientists notice dark lines across the slope of a crater which disappear and reappear with the seasons. What this means is that there could be life, or there could have been life in the past, which is equally as exciting. This is also a groundbreaking discovery because scientists have never found water on another planet besides Earth. Mars has proven itself to possibly be habitable with the discovery of water and life that could have existed billions of years ago. And that makes me, like many others, wonder, what is out there? What is waiting for us? If we can discover potential organisms in liquid water on a planet that we once thought was cold and barren, what other crazy stuff is waiting? Are there aliens, or are we the only things alive in this universe? Both are equally as terrifying. Space is full of just emptiness, and we barely know what any of it means. Dark matter consumes upwards of 85% of the universe. 85% of literally nothing. You can't see it, feel it, or anything. We only kind of know what it is because of how it affects space objects, and that we can perceive. Just thinking about any of this is enough to make your brain melt. Some good news, or bad news, depending on how you think about it, is that we'll probably go extinct before we have to think about having to deal with any brain melting anytime soon.